G'day and hello my fellow zombie slayers, it is Milmo here. I'm back for a bit of a video just to discuss a few things. Also going to have a look at this new update they just recently brought out. So please stay tuned if you want to learn, I guess, a few interesting things. Probably the first place to actually start this, I want to actually clear up something with some people. Recently I keep getting comments asking if I'm actually a guy. I'm not a guy, everyone. I'm not an adolescent male with a high-pitched voice that hasn't cracked yet or anything. I'm actually female, for those of you who are unsure. I never thought I ever would be asked that question so many times. I've never actually thought my voice was actually deep enough to sound like a male, let alone, okay, I understand if you think maybe I'm a teenage male, but yeah, I'm actually female. So for anyone that is wondering, I'm actually female. I'm like in my mid-20s, so I'm not like 60. I'm not even in my teens anymore, so I just find it absolutely hilarious that people keep asking me, not only am I a teenager, but whether I'm male or not. I'm neither of those things. I'm neither a teenager nor a male. I'm female and I'm like mid-20s, so definitely just wanted to clear that up for anyone that is wondering. I'm 100% not male. Not male. I'm definitely female. We'll just do a bit of rating here on Barker's Mission. Now, after we get that out of the way on my gender question that people seem to be confused about, I'm actually, I think I've had a good laugh with someone about it at work. He does watch some of my videos, and I sort of asked him if I sounded like a male or something, and he laughed about it. He told me I didn't, but apparently maybe I do because people keep asking. So we've got Barker here, as you can see. I'm gonna probably maybe do a pull for him tomorrow or something like that. He's one of these characters. It's the first one to have and what do you call it, AP damage rush or whatever you want to call it. So an AP rush that's going to minus your APs. I don't even know how to word that. Yeah, just a minus 20 AP basically to two enemies. He also is a neutralized character, and then he has this very epic and really cool splash damage thing on his weapon or his sicklers, which essentially makes him an adjacent hitter, I guess. It just means basically that if it does work, the splash damage, you're going to be hitting, you know, the player and the player's adjacent with 80% attack, which just essentially makes him a multi-hitter, I guess. So he's just a possible multi-hitting fast if that weapon kicks into action and actually works. I also wanted to, we'll get off these characters and a few other things, also wanted to discuss, I guess, my channel in general. As you can see, I actually play a lot of different games on a lot of different platforms, from console to PC, you know, from phone games to also, even with the consoles, I play PS, I play Xbox, I have Nintendo, so I play a lot of range of different games. Most of them I haven't uploaded. I've only uploaded quite a few. I've recently just got a whole heap of new games for my Xbox One, and I've got the chat adapter and things like that, and the Elgato adapter, so I will be able to start playing games and record it on my Xbox One. Previously, I was only doing it on my 360, just purely because I didn't have the items to actually record my voice and the people also chatting with me, so I had to get that. This just reminded me, actually, I need to talk about this. So basically here with the level up tournament just passed, I'm really peeved at myself. I'm still peeved. I fell asleep with about 3 hours remaining, so as you can probably tell, my training grounds are packed. I'll show you my roster in a minute. It's packed. I put up 1.6 mil or 1.7 mil or something like that. I should have doubled that with the amount of gear I had left, the characters I had left, everything I had left. I should have doubled that score, but like I said, I fell asleep with 3 hours remaining. One of these things that's always annoyed me about this game and tournaments is when they actually end. So me being Australian, being on the other side of the world, you guys might get friendly times. Sometimes they might clash with you, but most of the time these tournaments are ending at 4 AM and things like that on weekdays. So not only do you have work and other things like that, but you basically got to pull 24-hour shifts because everyone will snipe you in the later stages. Even if I put up that 3 million earlier or something, there no doubt I would have been worried that people were going to snipe me at the end. So that's one of those things you got to sort of pull all nighters, and a few times I've actually fell asleep during the later stages. This is my roster. As you can see, it's still fairly packed. I've still got a ton of trainers in there, also a couple of trainers in my inventory in crates and things like that. So I fell asleep with, I think it was like 3 hours out, and so now I'm just chock-a-blocked. I'm jammed up in my roster, my training grounds, which is annoying. I was really annoyed at myself, but I guess a good thing did come out of that annoyance, because I was so pissed off at myself for not getting that aid, for not getting that second reviver, that actually the next morning I was like, screw it. Absolutely screw it, because I was so annoyed at myself. I had all the stuff ready. I prepped. There will be videos coming out about how to prep for a level up tournament. I was about a quarter away prepped, so I wanted to be a lot further along, but I couldn't resist going for that aid when I saw how low the scores were, so I ended up going for him. And by the end of the day, he should have been mine, but I fell asleep, and so I was so annoyed at myself. We'll just slowly move down this roster to actually reveal what I had done. So I was really annoyed, woke up in the morning, peeved at myself, like 4 hours sleep. I was feeling cruddy too. And of course Reviver Herschel was on promotion, so you know what I did? I pulled for him, and there he is. I got him. I got the second Reviver. Either way, I was that annoyed. I'm like, you're getting a Reviver. I don't usually fall asleep. I'm pretty good with pulling all-nighters, but on occasions I'm that exhausted I do fall asleep. So this was my punishment. I had to do the openings and grab a second Reviver. Either way, I was getting that second Reviver. If it wasn't Blue Abe, then it was this guy. And yeah, like I said, I was that annoyed at myself. I was just like, screw it, you are pulling. And we pulled and got him on the last roll of a 35 pack. So I just pulled one 35 pack. I usually don't do big openings, but I was like, screw it, you're doing it. You fell asleep, you're doing it. So the way I punish myself is make myself spend more money. That's probably, I'm a big saver, so that's definitely more punishment than anything you could ever do. And we end up getting him 35 pack on the last roll. I thought it was gone to the shit. I thought it was Gornski's. I thought I was Gornski. I was going to be even more annoyed than I already was, having fell asleep for that fight for Abe. And then he came out in the last one, and it was like heaven, lights everywhere, shining. I was, whoa, I was thinking everything and everyone. That he'd come out, because I would have been really, really annoyed. Phones would have been thrown. Probably, maybe, yeah, more than like maybe phones. Yeah, punches thrown at something bad would have happened if I hadn't pulled him. But basically what I'm going to do now with all this leftover stuff, I had all the trainers, all the food I had stored up, all the also the people in my training grounds, is essentially what I'm going to do is actually just pour them all into Herschel and get him up to that tier 4, so I will be able to run soon 2 shielded and 2 reviver team, which will be good. Now let's move on to some good news with this update. Like I said, I was just wanted to tell you guys a bit more about the channel. I'll be doing live streaming and a few other things like that. As soon as I get the time, and I've still got a lot of other footage that I will be doing. But I just wanted you to know that I actually play a range of different games, and a lot of different games, more than The Walking Dead. And this channel isn't solely devoted to The Walking Dead or the Road to Survival or anything like that. I'll be playing a lot of different games. I do play a lot of different games, a lot of different genre games, a lot of different platform games, and you'll probably notice that. So you'll be starting to see that a bit more soon. So I guess wanted to warn you of that you're going to be getting things in your news feed for all your log feed or whatever, your playlist feed, that isn't actually like Walking Dead related or Road to Survival related. As you've probably seen, I play a few games now, but that will increase. I'll be playing a lot of other ones. What I just talked over, I should say, was basically Shiva's Paw. So any specialist weapons that is locked into a player there, you can pretty much update them or edit them in the armory now, which is really nice. As I was showing you, I'm pretty much going for the huge AP boost onto Shiva's Paw when attacking, which will make her go off that bit quicker, because not having that on there. And you could put other things on there. You could possibly go for a reviver or anything with her, but I'm definitely going for the huge AP boost. And then the second part of this update, I guess mostly this update was cosmetic more than everything. It was more cosmetic enhancements. Probably the two biggest aspects of it were the museum and also the special weapons that you can now upgrade in your armory. They were probably the two important aspects. So this is is the museum here which brought in collections. We'll just go ahead and collect a few. You can get some pretty nice prizes here, 5-star rewards tokens or recruit tokens, Benedicts. You know, these tokens at the moment, the museum tokens as you see in the corner there, they don't count for nothing. We don't know what they're going to do with them, whether they're going to be another Santa hat sort of thing. I have no idea what's going to go on with them. Like I said, you can get some nice things with these war energies, supply points, all nice things. Basically with this, what I found and what I wanted to actually tell you guys was, I thought when it first come out that you actually had to store all the players in your roster. I'm like, no way am I going to be able to complete these things. I can't store 3 stars until I get the collection. But it isn't that you have to have them in your roster all at once. It's that you have to have them in your roster at some point. So you can have a bunch of 3 stars in your roster. It'll put a tick in the achievement box, and if you sell them guys in the depot, you'll still keep that tick even after you sell them. That's what I found out with mine. I had a bunch of 3 stars and I got a whole heap of achievements, but I was like missing 1 or 2 of the 3 stars. I knew I couldn't store them, so what I ended up doing was selling them in the supply depot. I went back to the collection and it was still ticked. So basically what I'm gathering from this, it's not if you have them in your depot or your armory or inventory or anything at the moment, it's whether you have had them. And this is from the update, so it's not before the update whether you've contained a 3-star Glen or anything like that, whether you've had them in your roster. It's after the update. So if you get a 3-star Glen after the update, then this would be ticked even if you get rid of him. Even that Rick, it would be ticked even if you get rid of them, but it has to be after the update, not before. So any characters you've had before the update won't be included, but any you get after the update, it will automatically get a tick next to it. When you have them in your roster, you can then sell them, use them to level up, anything like that. You can clear them from your roster and it'll still have that tick next to it because you basically had that character at one point. I've got a few different ones here, and then you can go in your My Collections, see the ones completed. Probably another thing you should actually do is click into them and make sure, because as you can see at the top, items ranked, with an exclamation mark, are consumed when the rewards are claimed. So just make sure you're clicking into them. You can press the claim button right there that you just saw and actually get them, but if you're not clicking into them, then you're not going to see them at process remarks, and you could actually lose things. So just make sure you're actually checking out what you're giving away. But I hope you enjoyed that, guys, and as always, thanks for watching.